All right, quick update on my Hindi experiment, in which I'm trying to memorize as much Hindi vocabulary as possible, trying to learn as much Hindi as possible with no input. Um, well, as the least amount of input as possible. Let's call it that, without comprehensible input. Obviously, you do need to have some sort of input. If you don't read sentences or listen to the language at all, then you can't really learn it, can you? Um, so what I'm doing is farming sentences like this. It just read while listening first,
क्या तुम्हारे कमरे में ठंड है? हाँ, थोड़ी सी।
then I memorize the key vocabulary with associations. So in this case, it'd be cold and room. And if you want to know how I guess what's room and what's cold here from this sentence, then I basically go to chat GPT for each one of these, and I type cold. Like, how do I translate cold into Hindi? And then it does it. And also with my prompt, it gives me some ideas on how to, like, some words in English that sound like cold in Hindi, which is this one. Uh, and this is, I can associate it with tent, for example, or yeah, a bunch of other words in my own language. But yeah, let's use tent for this one. Um, this one, Camre, is room, which is like camera, uh, chamber. It all has the same roots. It's an Indo-European language, so you find a lot of these words that are similar to, if not to English, they're similar to Romanian, or some Slavic languages as well have words in common with Hindi. Surprisingly, a lot of words in common. Well, a lot more than I expected, at least. So anyway, memorize the keywords. So work in this case, and watch, but not I'm or not, or it is, bit, your, because those, by simple, like by sheer exposure, you'll learn them. The most important thing are nouns and verbs, and also adjectives, but less so. Mostly nouns and verbs. Um, so yeah, I listen while reading and memorize all the vocabulary. And then second round, I listen to it again and try to, without reading or without the translation, I just look here
क्या तुम्हारे कमरे में ठंड है? हाँ, थोड़ी सी।
and I try to recall the, try to remember the meaning. This is active recall, and obviously your brain has to fill the gaps there. What's been said, you have to guess, and it's much more effective than simply passively reading and listening, because you have to retrieve the information. So I do that, and the third round I listen and repeat.
क्या तुम्हारे कमरे में ठंड है? हाँ, थोड़ी सी।
क्या तुम्हारे कमरे में तान है? हाँ, थोड़ी सी. Pronunciation still atrocious. It's horrible, but doing this regularly is slowly, very slowly, but it's improving my pronunciation. And more importantly, I'm saying a lot of sentences aloud in Hindi, and this will allow me to become conversational much more quickly than simply doing input, because I'm just repeating a lot of Hindi aloud and combining this with the language islands, with the sentences, with my own sentences. I'll be able to say a bunch of stuff soon, although badly, but it's better than nothing, right? So yeah, for now, a lot more of these sentences. You can see I've done quite a lot. So I do like 1,000-ish sentences, and the next day another 1,000, and I review the previous 1,000 that I memorized, and so on and so forth. And I'm going to continue repeating this process until I can say a lot of stuff with a decent-ish accent.